All right, let's get right to Coach Scott Wachanheim. Coach Wack, great to have you, man.
Great to be on, John.
Another phenomenal victory in overtime. And, one of the criticisms of your team is, well, they have no depth, right? They just have no depth. But now you've won 2 big games in overtime. How do you win games in overtime without depth?
Well, I think we do have depth, and I think that's, one of the secrets to our football team this year is that we do have playable depth, and it's experienced playable depth. And not only guys that can play in games, this is the best scout team players that we've had in a long, long time. So, I think, only Coach Clark and I have been here all 5 years, but we've kind of learned how to recruit. We've learned, who to go after as preferred walk-ons. And, those guys, even though they're unsung heroes, you don't know their names, but every day at practice, they're getting our offense, defense, and special teams ready to go against the difficult SoCon opponents we face. And they're as much responsible for our victories this year as any players.
All right, well, this game last week, just another classic game. I want to get to a few clips here. Look, Sanford's given you guys fits for a long time. They're a very good football program. But both sides of the ball was phenomenal in this 48-41 game. Let's start, Kira, with cut one, big tackle.
Oladokin awaits the snap, gets it. Handoff, left side. Trapped behind the line of scrimmage. What a play by Elliott Brewster, knifing in. He wrapped up Devon Walker.
Okay, that kind of set the tone for the game, Coach. What was your thoughts on that?
Well, I just think Elliott Brewster played a great ball game, and he's back to the Elliott Brewster I know and love. And, when we recruited him, I thought he could be better than Ryan Francis and Alan Kratzenberg. And, he played a game against Sanford that just fulfilled all my expectations of him, not only running sideline to sideline, making tackles, but we put him responsible for calling a lot of the defenses. He had a couple check with me things based on formations, and Sanford likes to go at a high, fast tempo, and so, we had to put that on Elliott so our players could have their feet set and be ready to play and match Sanford's tempo and speed of play.
Okay. This is why I love doing some of these because, we've been very critical of your special teams play last season, the last 2 seasons, all kinds of things going wrong. But here you've got your field goal kicker making a 56-yarder. It's the exact opposite from past 2 seasons. Carol, let's get to Clemens' big field goal game changer, cut 2.
5 seconds left. Greg Clemens lining it up. Reed King will hold. 56-yard field goal attempt to try to tie and force overtime. Snap hold. Kick is up. It is on the way. And it is good! It's tied! We're going overtime as Greg Clemens, a 56-yard field goal. Oh, my! 41-41. Sanford and VMI going to overtime here on Parents Weekend.
I've never seen Wade so excited in the last 2 weeks. Wade Brimmer, the voice of the Keydets. When you lined up for that, I said to myself, I don't think he's going to make a 56-yard field goal. I was thinking maybe you go for it and take a shot down the field. But obviously you had confidence in Clemens. Did you ever have any doubt in your mind that you might not go for that field goal at that time, Coach?
Yes. I mean, there was a lot going on in my mind because, we threw a short pass to Alex, and, Sanford did a great job coming up and tackling him. And, we were out of timeouts, and we'd used them to get the ball back with some time on the clock. And, was it a first down? Was it not a first down? I knew it was extremely close. Are they going to measure? If they measure, are they stopping the clock? If they measure and we're short, how much time is on the clock? And, because if they only put 2 seconds on the clock, you don't have time to spike the ball. And, when I looked up, when the whistle was blown, I only saw 2 seconds on the clock. So I was thinking that, hey, when they marked us ready for play, we're only going to have 2. Coach Shepard wanted to throw the Hail Mary, And, while they were measuring and sorting things out, I just kind of walked, well, this is a 56-yard field goal. We got the wind at our back. Grant's had a good week of practice. He's doing really well. I felt our odds of making the field goal were higher than throwing the Hail Mary. And since I didn't know how much time was going to be put back on the clock, whether it was going to be 2 seconds, 5 seconds, what have you, I sent the kicking team out there and I instructed the snapper and holder that as soon as they marked that ball ready for play to snap it and kick it, because you might only have 2 seconds to get the kickoff. Mm-hmm. Well, then they put 5 seconds on the clock. It was too late to run the offense back out there and down the ball and, kick it in a very, slower fashion. So, I just went with it. I was comfortable whether the ball went through or whether it didn't, because I thought our team played one heck of a ball game. It was an extremely fun game to coach, forward and backward. And it was great to see Grant come through and make that kick and send it into overtime.
It was an unbelievable kick to make that, and the pressure on him and everything that went through your head. Look, you made the right decision. At the end of the day, sometimes you just have to be decisive. And you were, and I think part of why this worked out is because of your decisiveness, Coach, on the sidelines. Then we get to overtime, and I felt really good in the overtime. I think all fans did, because it's like okay, we're in overtime. I mean, what bad could happen now? I mean, we just tied the game, and nobody really thought we were like. I did not think it was going to make that. All right, to be honest. So I was like, wow. All right, so then you get to overtime. Let's play the big Ramsey TD in OT cut 3, Kiera.
Let's spend some time in there. 2 receivers right, 1 left. There's a snap, handoff. Alex Ramsey runs left to the 20. Breaks 3, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. 1 snap and VMI has the lead. 47-41. Alex Ramsey, his 6th touchdown of the day.
What an unbelievable run. He had a burst. He hit that hole and went right off the edge of the line of scrimmage. And that was a great run. Good blocking up front. I think it totally caught Sanford off guard, because they'd gotten away from running Alex in the red zone like they did in the first half, and came back. 1 play, touchdown.
Boom. See, how do you get 6 touchdowns?
First of all, it starts with the offensive line. I thought on that last touchdown run, Shane Strand at left guard and Marshall Gill left tackle did a tremendous job on our inside zone scheme. And then Alex did a great job reading it and seeing that it was an outside run. Again, blocking on the perimeter was outstanding, and he was able to take that all the way to the house for a 6th touchdown. Also, Kyle Jolly doing an excellent job coaching our offensive line, and Brian Shepard putting together a great game plan both in the run and pass. Tremendous day for Alex, the offensive line, and for VMI football.
It's a great day for VMI football, Coach. I mean, look, those of us who follow this, you've been through a lot, and sometimes I would wonder how you got up the next day, because it's been a tough 2 seasons. And this extent of this turnaround that you have, I don't think there's a single person except yourself, your players, and your staff that actually believe they would see what they're seeing now. Let's get to the final play of the game. Stopping Sanford, game over, VMI wins, Kiera, cut 4.
Alive.
This could be the game right here.
4th down and 4 from the 18-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Oladokun in the shotgun. Handoff, reverse, right side. Elamine throws to the end zone. Incomplete! Keydets win! Sanford went to the razzle-dazzle, and they come up empty as the receiver was wide open in the end zone, but Elamine overthrew him. And it's an incomplete pass, and VMI wins 48-41 in overtime.
The football gods, Coach, just have to be with you. When you saw, I guess, trick play, and you saw one of their receivers wide open in the end zone, what did you think at that moment?
We had Liam Coughlin get the sack on 2nd down, which was a humongous play, and
right.
then they came out with their screen, and they're one of the best screen teams in America, and we stop them, and it's 4th and 4, and I'm watching that play unfold, and I go, "You've got to be kidding me, really?" And I look out there, I see the guy wide open, and I'm praying, "Come on, gust of wind," it goes out of the end zone, and since you brought it up, I'm going to jump on it. I thought God, was good to us, and yes, you said, "Hey, how do you get up and keep going?" When things weren't going good the last couple years, and here's what I'm going to say. God gives you situations, but He gives you the strength to handle it if you only seek Him and ask Him for it, and He'll always provide it.
What I teach my son is that, for every negative action in life, there's a bigger positive reaction if you can find it. Right? It's always there. You just have to find it. And like my son's a really good ball player in high school. He went to a tournament last weekend, coach, in Florida, and just had a miserable tournament. Just nothing. He didn't pitch well. He didn't hit well. He was like 0 for 8 and hit a bunch of balls hard right at people, batted 0-0-0, and, everybody's watching. He got scouts there watching me. Just, it's just one of those weekends. And it's like, you're going to learn from this and get better because there's a positive thing going on here. But, look, you guys, this is now one of the most exciting teams of football, right? I mean, this is an exciting team to watch. You put points on the board. You spread the offense. You're passing the ball all over the place. Now you're playing defense. I think you're going to win the division. You got a hell of a shot. What do you have to do the next couple weeks now?
Okay, well, we got the Mercer Bears this week, and, Mercer's a very good football team, very well coached by Bobby Lamb. You have to look at their strengths first. Mercer's averaging over 30 points a game. They got 2 really good running backs, and they really have run the football. They average 5.0 yards per rush. They're coming off an open week, and they're healthy. They're also the 3rd best pass offense in the league behind us and Sanford. They're number 1 in the country in kickoff returns, and they're number 1 in the conference in field goals made, and they are never penalized. Coach Lamb does a great job coaching them. The issue they've had is they've turned the ball over, and they haven't got a lot of takeaways, and so they're last in the conference in turnover takeaway ratio, and we happen to be first. So in this game, we got to continue to do that. We got to really do a really good job on defense, stopping the run. And then offense, we got to just continue executing, at the high level. And like I talked to you last week, a theme of ours has been Kaizen, which is continuous improvement. Be the best at getting better. We want to better our best. And when you're in a championship race, which we are now, which is just awesome to be a part of, in order to win a championship, you have to get better each week. What you did last week to beat Sanford is not good enough to beat Mercer this week. So, again, our focus this week is getting 97 football players better at one thing, and if all 97 players on our team get better at one thing, we'll be a tough team to beat this Saturday.
Well, you got a heck of a shot to win the conference because not looking ahead, Mercer's lost 4 in a row. They're 2-4 overall, 1-2 in the conference. By the way, kickoff 3 o'clock at Mercer. We'll be on the air pregame show 2:30 Eastern Time Saturday. Do not want to miss that. WLES AM 570 and 97.7 FM Richmond, Central Virginia. WMPH AM 1010 and 100.1 FM in Hampton Roads. You don't want to look ahead, but Mercer's going in the opposite direction than you are. It's kind of a trap game. But look, they throw the ball, you throw the ball. I feel really, really good about this game. And then, you've got a tough 3 games coming up to WCU at home, and then of the big game with Furman, and then what could be for the championship at the end of November in Chattanooga. I mean, look, when was the last time I was looking at a schedule, circling it, saying, "Hey, this could be the championship game for VMI"? Come on, man! It's been a while, so it's exciting, and yourself, your staff, really get the credit for this, and you've turned VMI football, coach, with your staff and everybody you got involved into now a very exciting venture. No question about it.
Well, John, I respect your opinion and appreciate it. I disagree with you on a couple things. Number one, I think Mercer's a difficult opponent. They won their first two games in exciting fashion, and then they played four really good teams and have lost some close, hardly fought ball games. And I think with an open week and as good a coach as Bobby Lamb is and as good a players they have, this is a very difficult game to go play the Mercer Bears on the road. And, their backs are against the wall. They got to win out. And if they do, they're a playoff contender. So, I think they're a really good football team. And then the credit is due to our players. The players have worked extremely hard. They've continued to believe when many around them did not. Mm-hmm. They continue to work hard and put in the effort. And they're out there playing with confidence and making plays. And, it's just really fun to see the leadership on this team develop. And, it's interesting how it does. There's a young man by the name of Josh Surratt, and Josh was starting at strong safety. He's a true freshman starting at strong safety, and he suffered an ACL injury the first play of the Wofford game. But he continues to go out to practice. He continues to help our team. He's the most communicative defensive back player I've been around in my entire coaching career. And then a little-known fact, Friday night, before our game versus Sanford, he's got Marquand Jones and Tyrell Holly, and he's leading them cleaning our locker room. He's sweeping our home locker room the night before game on a Friday night on Parents' Weekend, and not out with his parents, not doing other things. So he's just taken leadership by the horns, and I think our team has really taken that and ran with it. So I got to put it on the players. I love coaching them, and they have a never-say-die attitude, which is what VMI is all about.
Coach Scott Wachanheim, thanks for being with us. Good luck on Saturday. Pre-game show, 2:30, kickoff, 3 p.m. John Fredericks Radio Network, VMI Keydets on their march to what I think is going to be a conference championship. Coach, thanks for being with us.